Alright, this is a video on the ovarian and uterine cycle by Hannah Weaver and Kaylee Glover. The follicular phase is the first one that lasts days 1 to 14. One vesicular follicle is chosen as the dominant and continues to grow. The primary oocyte of the dominant follicle completes meiosis 1. The stage is now set for ovulation, and the granulose cells signal to don't complete meiosis yet. Ovulation is next, and it occurs at day 14 or midday. The ovary wall ruptures and secondary oocyte is expelled into peritoneal cavity. The dominant follicle is at peak maturation stage when LH surge is given, and then FSH chooses dominant follicle. Other vesicular follicles degenerate and get reabsorbed. The luteal phase occurs from days 14 to 28. The corpus luteum formed from ruptured follicle and antrum filled with clotted blood. Progesterone is secreted. If no pregnancy, corpus luteum degenerates approximately 10 days later, and then if pregnant, the placenta takes over hormone-producing roles of corpus luteum in approximately 3 months. For approximately 3 months. The menstrual phase, or days 1 to 5, FSH and LH levels begin to rise. Ovarian hormones are at the lowest levels. Functional layer of endometrium detaches from uterine wall, and at day 5, growing ovarian follicles produce an increase in estrogen. The proliferative phase is days 6 to 14. The endometrium rebuilds itself. Increase in estrogen levels cause the basal layer to generate new functional layer, the thin cervical mucus to facilitate sperm passage, and stimulation of LH surge. Then ovulation occurs at day 15, less than 5 minutes, response to LH surge, and secondary oocyte bulges from the side of the ovary. The secretory phase are days 15 to 28. It corresponds to the luteal phase of the ovarian cycle. The most constant time-wise, the endometrium prepares for embryo to implant. Increase in progesterone causes the functional layer converts to secretory mucosa. The cervical plug becomes viscous again, and it inhibits LH release and promotes gland secretion. If no fertilization, corpus luteum degenerates, and this causes a decrease in progesterone. The secretory phase, the lack of hormones and nutrients cause the endometrial cells to die and the functional layer to detach. And that is all. And this was by Hannah Weaver and Kaylee Glover.